Hello slashing friends, if you're looking for strong and very fun builds to play on Last Epoch 1.0, I'm happy to give you my list of around 10 builds that you can play from the beginning till the endgame. You'll have something for everyone, and if you like the content, don't forget to subscribe, and big thanks for that. I'll start with two builds on the Sentinel, and the first one is the Void Knight hammered in. If you're familiar with this setup on Diablo 2, this is the same idea and it will be very efficient whether you're facing bosses or enemies. The leveling is quite easy to do. Before having enough mana to play Hammer, you can play with Rive and then Smite. The second one is the Paladin Judgment, and you'll be able to land a massive DPS spending all your mana. The other good thing about this build is that you'll have plenty of buffies and healing whether you're playing in solo, but will also affect your allies. It will be a strong choice if you decide to play in a party. For the leveling, you can either get Rive or Multi-Strike, waiting to get Judgment. Let's talk about the Primalist, and you also have two builds which are very interesting. First one, the Swarmblade Druid, which is very good against anything, whether you're facing bosses or cleaning instances. For the leveling, you want to play Swipe, and after that go for Serpent Strike turned into cold damage. If you're more into Cataclysm, you'll want to play the Tornado Shaman. The idea is that you land plenty of tornadoes in order to annihilate your enemies. For the leveling of this build, before you play Tornado, go for Tempest Strike. Now for the rogue, you have two very cool builds that you can play. First one, the Blade Dancer Flurry, and the idea is that you do massive damage very quick. You'll be at 100 critical strike chance, and it will be the perfect build if you want to play a melee DPS. For the leveling, either you start with Flurry or you can consider Puncture if you prefer. With the new mastery, the Falconer, you also have a very nice build based on bleeding damage over time. You'll have a very good combo between traps and nets, and even if I don't have any gameplay yet because the mastery is not out, I'll make an update a bit later in the endgame. For the leveling, simply use Puncture, it will be perfect. Now let's talk about the Acolyte, and first one, the Summoner Necromancer. It's a very efficient and cool build to play, and that you can play from the beginning to the endgame. If you like skeletons, this one will perfectly fit your needs. You also have, following the new mastery, the Warlock with damage over time, which is quite strong, and even if I don't have also any gameplay on it, I'll make an update a bit later in the endgame. For the Warlock leveling, simply focus on Rip Blood and it will be quite easy. Finally, with the Mage, if you want something very solid with some great DPS and so on, the Ice Mage will be perfect. This sorcerer can be played from beginning to endgame and will fit your needs if you want to play a spellcaster. For something a bit different, you can take a look at the Runemaster, whether you're playing it on fire or on lightning damage, and even if the wall has been nerfed, it almost doesn't impact these builds and they are still very fun and efficient to play. You can play them from the beginning. Just if you want to play the fire version, make sure to start with the Firebolt in order to do the leveling. I'll end up this video with two things that I wanted to tell you. First one, it's about the new builds coming to the channel and the website. So I'll make an endgame update on the Falconer but also on the Warlock, and a new build around the Crow of the Beastmaster. The second thing is that I put you two links below the video. The first one to give you all the builds and tools from that video, and the second one for the tier list. You'll have other builds which are not in this video with around 15 builds ready to play. Thanks for watching this video. I hope that you'll have plenty of good builds to start with, and I wish you a very big happy release of Last Epoch 1.0.